Live, News 8 at 5 starts now.
Several investigations of suspicious white powder underway right now in Connecticut, in Hartford and in Bristol. One person is in custody. We have that breaking news for you coming up here in just a minute. We're glad you're with us, everybody. I'm Darren Kramer.
I'm Ann Nyberg. Time for a check on the weather. Nearly a dozen schools once again closing early today because of the heat. Storm teammate meteorologist Joe Fury is here. Joe.
Hi, Dan. Darren, can you believe we have a heat advisory now in effect for Hartford, Talon, Windham County for the day tomorrow? So tomorrow is actually going to feel worse than today. It's well, looking pretty good out there right now. If you have any outdoor evening plans, we're doing great with the air quality, not too bad, I guess. One little lone thunder shower up there around Schenectady, New York. Otherwise, we're quiet. So nothing going on here at the moment, but there's a whole lot going on in the weather department. 90 for the 31st time this year at Bradley today, to 79 at New London, so it's been a little cooler at the beaches and the hilltops. Temperature right now 80 Torrington, 77 New London, but 90 Bradley, 86 Meriden, 85 at New Haven. Look at these 2 points. They're up there. 76 at New Haven, 74 at Waterbury and Willimantic. 2 points are going up. Temperatures 80s into the 70s this evening. Again, we're dry, sundown about 7:17. Start tomorrow in the 70s. Watching out for the thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. They're coming on in. And there could be a couple of locally strong ones to deal with as we go on through tomorrow afternoon. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And of course, well, we are eyeing a whole lot from cool to the remnants of Gordon to Florence. We'll be talking all about that in the 8-day forecast coming up.
All right, Joe, thanks. Now that breaking news, several investigations going on right now across Hartford and Bristol, incidents involving some kind of a white powder. One person is in police custody in connection with that investigation. 4 locations in Hartford are involved, including the State Department of Education building and the federal courthouse. Yeah, this investigation taking officials all the way to Bristol, too, where white powder of some kind was found at the First Bristol Credit Union. We have live team coverage for you tonight in Hartford and Bristol. Let's begin with News 8's Bob Wilson. He is in Hartford for us. Bob, what is the latest?
Well, you know what? The latest is very hard to pin down because it just keeps moving, very fluid. We've got a situation here at the courthouse. They've got another one over at 10 Columbus Boulevard where our studios happen to be. There's another one just a couple blocks up this way, and then the federal courthouse up a couple more blocks, all in this area. And right now they say they have pinpointed it to a white powdery substance that's been coming in envelopes. There's a good news, bad news scenario here. The good news, nobody was hurt. One person was taken to the hospital who opened up one of those envelopes as a precaution, but nobody has been hurt, and there is one person in custody being questioned right now. Bad news, they don't know what the white powder is. DEEP has been called in. They're doing the cleanup. They're coming in, going to identify that, and we hear there may be more letters on the way. They came in the form of letters to the mailrooms here, and we talked to the police about it. We heard a large number of envelopes could still be on the way. However, we only got it from one source. We're not going to confirm it at this point, but we can confirm police, fire departments have been put on alert, and they are ready in case more of these envelopes come in. And it might not just be here in Connecticut, it might be across the country. They're looking into that as well, working with other agencies. Homeland Security, the FBI is involved, as well as state police here, DEEP, Hartford Fire Department, Hartford Police Department. And we talked to the fire department about it as they go to these buildings and these calls. When they show up, what's the protocol? And he says the protocol is just to shut everything down and lock it up.
Nobody comes in, nobody comes out. If there's doors open, close the doors. If there's HVAC units, shut them down. And so that way you don't cross-contaminate in different areas. So as guess it's a hot day. We're in 90 with ambient temps, and you shut down the HVAC, you get attitudes. But it's a precaution you have to do for everybody's health.
And you heard that, and not only the discomfort of having to shut down all the air conditioning in all the buildings around here. Another problem is taxpayers' dollars. It is very expensive to put out this kind of a response. And they said if this turns out to be a hoax and that white powder is nothing, they're happy, but it is also extremely costly. That's what's going on here in Hartford. I'm Bob Wilson reporting live, News 8.
All right, Bob, thanks very much. Our live team coverage continues now with News 8's Amy Hudak.
Yeah, Amy's live in Bristol tonight where another white powder investigation is underway. Amy.
This is still quite a scene here in Bristol. Of course, 1 of 5, the other 4 in Hartford. We just saw Bob at one of those scenes. We do want to show you what's happening here right now. About a dozen investigators are huddled around a black trash bag here outside of the Federal Credit Union in Bristol. This is just off of North Street. We do not know what's in that black trash bag, but we do know that a teller working here was hospitalized a short time ago after opening a mailed envelope. The fire department says there was a white substance of some sort inside that envelope, and she experienced some severe symptoms, including burning eyes. The Bristol Fire Department came. They actually had to decontaminate her before they were able to put her in an ambulance and take her to the hospital. We are also hearing that there were a ton of people coming in and out of the Federal Credit Union in hazmat suits. No word on how that woman is doing tonight. The teller who opened that envelope with the suspicious substance. The Department of Energy and Environmental Protection, DEEP, they're expected to come here at 6 o'clock tonight and enter the building looking for any more evidence or potentially hazardous materials inside. Again, this is one of 5 scenes with suspicious packages. We do know a white powdery substance sent a woman here to the hospital in Bristol. This is, of course, a developing situation, and we will continue to have continuous coverage throughout the evening as this continues to develop. For now, we're live in Bristol. Amy Hudak, News 8.
All right, Amy, we'll be watching. A school resource officer fired in Manchester after an investigation that he had inappropriate out-of-school communications with students. Travis Francis, who worked at Illing Middle School, was fired August 27th. Police say he carried on late-night conversations with students and even hosted a sleepover with 2 students at his house. He has not been criminally charged. Manchester school superintendent did release a statement that says, in part, despite this unfortunate and troubling story, I want to assure the MPS community that the school district remains committed to our school resource officer program and our strong, positive, important partnership with the Manchester Police Department.
An emotional day in Waterbury. 2 school district employees have died in the last 2 weeks. And this afternoon, the city paid its respects with a community prayer service. News 8's LaSalle Blanks is live in the Breast City. LaSalle.
Yeah, we are at Library Park, which is right next to Waterbury City Hall and right across the street from Waterbury's Department of Education. 2 employees there have died in the past 2 weeks, and that is why the city wanted to hold this special prayer service and remembrance ceremony this afternoon. It wrapped up just a short time ago here at Library Park, the city paying respect to 2 beloved colleagues, Maria Velez Gonzalez and Salita Billups. Salita Billups' death actually made headlines in the news. She was the mother killed in her own home in Waterbury last week. Police say Christopher Iverson killed her. They say they had a personal relationship, and he killed her in front of her 11-year-old son, who he tied up in the house. That child was here at the service today. Police also say Iverson tried to burn down the home. He's being held on $7 million bond. Waterbury's new school superintendent had this message for the family out here.
She greatly touched my life because I remember her, and I remember the fact that so many people are gathered here today because they remember and they love and they want to extend that to you.
And I also spoke with Waterbury Mayor Neil O'Leary. He told me after Salita Billups' death that he was shocked and the city would do anything it could to try to help her family in the future. Well, right now, most of the people who were here at this prayer service are now at Signature's restaurant here in Waterbury, where a fundraiser is being held for the Billups family right now. We're live in Waterbury. LaSalle Blanks, News 8.
LaSalle, thank you. Happening now, lawmakers are grilling Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh in the second day of his confirmation hearing on Capitol Hill.
News 8's George Colley joins us with the highlights of this day, day 2. George.
Oh, good evening. Yes, Judge Kavanaugh, he is testifying now. He still has hours to go in the first round of questions from members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. But fortunately for him, the proceedings today are significantly less contentious compared to yesterday. Protesters continue to make their voices heard during Judge Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation hearing. Dozens being escorted from the room by Capitol Police for interrupting the second day of proceedings.
Consequences, which is why it's so important to be clear.
Democrats grilled Kavanaugh on his judicial philosophy regarding presidential powers. If confirmed, he could be the deciding vote in a case involving the man who nominated him, President Donald Trump. Kavanaugh sidestepped this question from California Senator Dianne Feinstein.
So you can't give me an answer on whether a president has to respond to a subpoena from a court of law?
As my understanding is that you're asking me to give my view on a potential hypothetical.
Kavanaugh assured the committee his loyalty is only to the rule of law.
What sort of loyalty will you owe to the president? How will that loyalty differ from the loyalty you owe to, say, the American people?
Senator, if confirmed to the Supreme Court and as a sitting judge, I owe my loyalty to the Constitution. That's what I owe loyalty to.
Democrats are upset they were not given the time to review tens of thousands of pages of documents pertaining to Kavanaugh's career, particularly his time working in the Bush White House. They tried to delay the hearing on Tuesday, but were unsuccessful. Democrats fear his nomination could lead to the overturning of environmental and civil rights laws, as well as Roe v. Wade. Again, Kavanaugh tried to persuade the lawmakers that he is not far outside the mainstream.
One of the important things to keep in mind about Roe v. Wade is that it has been reaffirmed many times over the past 45 years, as you know. And most prominently, most importantly, reaffirmed in Planned Parenthood versus Casey in 1992.
Now, as you can see, you can watch this on WTNH.com or our Facebook page. Connecticut Senior Senator Richard Blumenthal, he has not yet had his 30 minutes of questioning. That's expected sometime, we expect, in the next hour. George Colley, News 8.
All right, George, thank you so much. News 8 is your local election headquarters. A fourth candidate is now on the ballot in Connecticut's governor's race. Rod Hanscom from the Libertarian Party now has enough signatures to gain ballot access. He joins Democratic nominee Ned Lamont, Republican nominee Bob Stefanowski, independent candidate Oz Griebel. The first gubernatorial debate in Connecticut's general election cycle is set for this evening. Lamont will be debating Mr. Griebel. Stefanowski declined an invitation to take part in this. The debate gets started at 7 at the University of St. Joseph in West Hartford. We'll have full coverage of the debate this evening at 10 and 11 for you. And next Wednesday, September the 12th, it's the first head-to-head debate between Ned Lamont and Bob Stefanowski. You can watch the debate on our sister station, MyTV9, at 7 p.m. on WTNH.com as well. We will also have pre- and post-debate analysis on our News 8 Facebook page. The debate is presented by News 8, The Day, and the Guard Arts Center in New London.
Here's some great news. The New Haven Grand Prix is coming back to the Elm City. That Twilight Bicycle Race and Street Festival will be held Friday, September 14th. News 8 is a proud sponsor. This is year 4 of this great event. We hope to see you out there in downtown New Haven.
Hartford's new professional soccer team has a head coach. The Hartford athletic team posting this photo to its Twitter feed today. Jimmy Nielsen will lead the team. Nielsen coached in Oklahoma City from 2014 to 2017. He also played himself 19 years as a professional player in Denmark, England, and with the Major League Soccer franchise in Kansas City. The team's opening season at Dillon Stadium will be 2019.
Story getting a lot of attention on our website tonight. Something new for the whole family just over the border up in Massachusetts. A $650 million water park, resort, spa, and sports complex is going to be built in Palmer, Mass. That's just north of Springfield. The facility will feature a sports complex, a resort hotel, 2 indoor water parks, a spa, and an outdoor action river ride, they tell us. Developers say the location will make it a convenient destination. They expect it to draw visitors from a 300-mile radius throughout the Northeast. There's a lot more planned for that area as well. You can learn about it right now. We have it up on our News 8 app.
A scam warning for you tonight. Waterbury police are urging you to keep an eye out for a couple of crooks. Police say the men claim to be from Eversource.
I'm Jocelyn Mementa. When was the last time you were on a bicycle? It was years ago for me, until today. The benefits of cycling just ahead in your weekly wellness report.
All right, here's a live look out at the capital city. Beautiful, warm at the moment. Change is coming. Joe Fury's here with the latest on your forecast and a look to the tropics in just a minute.
And at 6, a mother is pleading for help to find her son's killer.